Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences. The things people don't tell you.
Hey, mama, hey.
Hey, mama.
How you doing, friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. If this is your first time listening, I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
Welcome. So if you've been following us for now 3 seasons, this is our 3rd season, we have rebranded ourselves.
Yep.
We are relaunched, and
Yep.
we are now powered by Something Extraordinary Media Group.
Yes.
And we're so thankful to be a part of the SE network. This is just a dream at this point.
We talked about this our first season.
We did. We spoke it, and it's here. We're so thankful to be a part of this amazing group of people. It is just a dream again, like I said. So, friend.
Yes.
What's up?
Okay, so we are changing some things. We're opening up with a review now before we get into our Q&A with our guest. So we have a review from S. Ray Lopez. The caption is honest. Okay, I like that.
Come on, honest.
Honesty. Okay, so as someone who is child-free by choice, okay, I ain't mad at that, girl. Take your time. I find this show super helpful in learning how I can still be of service to my family and community as a role model and support system. Thank you for your vulnerability. Girl, thank you for that review.
Yeah.
And thank you for showing up, because sometimes as moms, we need people to show up. Sometimes we lose friends, through motherhood.
Family too.
Yeah, family. All kind of people. So thank you for being that voice. Thank you for being a listener. And thank you for writing a review. So if you are a listener, we need your reviews. Okay. It helps us chart. We want to chart this year. The Real Mama Pod is going to be a household name. Okay.
Come
Mark
on,
my words.
keep saying it, friend.
Okay,
You've been
so
saying this.
Y'all write that review. Okay. It takes 2 seconds to write a review, but it really helps us. And it's free. So thank
Literally,
you.
it takes 2 seconds.
Yes.
So thank you. For S-R-A-E Lopez.
S-Ray Lopez.
S-Ray. Well, no, it could be S-Ray, S-R-A-E. I don't know. Thank you, Lopez.
Yes, thank you.
For this
kindly.
review. Really appreciate it. You keep showing up for that village, because I'm sure they need you and they love you.
Well, we have a guest.
Come on, guys.
I'm super excited for this guest. We met this guest through social media. So this is Keisha, the Sunflower Doula. Okay. And so every year since we've been a podcast, we try to highlight Black businesses for Black History Month. And then we try to highlight women businesses for Women's Month. And so somebody recommended Keisha to us. We looked at her profile. And so when we do this, we don't just recommend anybody.
Yeah, we got to do the research.
And so we do the research. We see if they're aligned. We see if they're doing the Lord's work. Okay. And Keisha was doing all that. She checked our boxes. And so we wanted to share with our community about Keisha. And from then we just kept in contact through social media, comment on each other's stuff, tune in on lives, do all kind of stuff, right? And so we instantly connected on social media, and we was like, girl, we got to get you on the pod. You're a whole expert doula, doing things, doing phenomenal things and teaching, not just doing the work, but teaching and having a platform where people can feel heard and supported.
And we need that.
And we need that. We
do.
need that in this community. We need this in this world and our climate right now. Moms deserve to feel safe. And she creates that safe space. So welcome
Thank you for
to
that.
the podcast.
Thank you, ladies.
She like me. Yes, you.
Looking like a sunflower. Look at her. Yellow, all bright, looking beautiful.
Sunflowers,
So-
actually, that's my favorite flower.
Yeah,
It-
girl.
Come on.
Yes, the meanings.
Yeah. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Super excited to be here.
Thank you.
Man.
So, Keisha, we love to get to know our guests. And, of course, we asked them, what was your journey to mamahood?
Girl.
And it start off like that sometimes. Girl, let me tell you.
Literally, my journey to motherhood, I graduated high school. Soon as I graduated, I went to the military. I joined
Thank
the
you
Army.
for your service.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Army wife.
Okay, so you know, right?
This is actually my dad's.
Well, I saw it. I was
BD
just like,
jacket.
it has to be somebody's. She didn't just buy the store. But no, so I was stationed. I did my basic training at Fort Jackson, and then I went and did training, my AIT at Fort Lee in Virginia. So then I came back home okay, yeah, got my orders, and I'm stationed at Fort Jackson again because I lived in South Carolina.
Wow.
So Yeah, it was not my idea to even have a kid, or even, I wasn't even thinking about a kid. I was like, okay, I'm 18. I'm going to live life. I'm going to have fun. And I remember early on being at drill one weekend, and they were like, oh yeah, orders just came in. You have orders to deploy. And I was like, okay, instantly, I'm nervous and stuff like that. But I'm like, this is what I signed up for. This is what I want to do.
Right.
I'm going to do it. Well, everybody, you have to go through assessment, the physical assessment and all of that. And you have to take, for females, you have to take a pregnancy test.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Is this how you found out you?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I said, girl. Yeah, so needless to say, I did not deploy. I found out I was pregnant. I did not believe them. I was like, there's no way. I'm only 18. Like, what am I going to do? All the things that just in my mind that I thought and knew for sure that my life would be a certain way just went out the window.
Right.
And that started my journey to motherhood. Finding out I was pregnant, and I was just like, okay, I don't know what to do, but I guess I got to do it. And I came from a Christian-based family. So you get pregnant, you're having a child. That's all I knew, and that's what happened. So yeah, 19, gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and she's 14 now.
My whole teenager.
Whole teenager. And that is what started my journey to motherhood with her.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Wow. You before deployment.
Yeah, it was the good Lord saying, girl, I'm going to keep you a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what happened.
Okay. Well, we have to get right into this because,
Yes.
as you know, we have a short amount of time and we want to get a lot of information from you. So the word doula, to me, has come about maybe within the last 5 years for me, right?
Yes.
Once I got pregnant with my first son and I'm hearing this like buzzword of doula, I'm like, what is that? Who are they? What do they do? Why do I need one? Do I need one? Wait a minute. So I had like all these questions, right? And with my first son, we had him on a military installation. So they had regulations around the hospital. And we lived in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if you're familiar with Fort Irwin, but it's in the middle of the Mojave Desert. And so the closest hospital was maybe about, good hospital, maybe an hour and a half away. So we weren't really allowed to have any at-home births because that's what I thought I wanted initially. Yeah. And I'm kind of glad I didn't experience that the way it went down for me. And so I had a doula to do my placenta pills, but that was like the extent of that for me because I didn't really know about like the advocacy part of it and all of that. I was not really educated on it. And so I'm like, okay, tell us, what is a doula? What services do they provide? Why is it being talked about so much? And why do we need to keep having these conversations?
Yes, all of that.
Yeah.
First, you're brave. I mean, just to be on a military base and do all of that. Kudos to you, and for even getting your placenta encapsulated because it aids in a lot of benefits. But a doula is a non-medical professional, a woman or a guy. Now you see guys becoming doulas or dudlas. It's super
didn't know
dope.
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's super dope. But they provide you with emotional support, physical support, educational support. And like I like to sum it up, like your birth room homegirl, somebody who's going to be there, cater to you, listen to you, teach you and support you through all of it, whether it's from the beginning, up until the end and through postpartum, or sometimes they want you to come just show up for labor and they're like, okay, I just need you for this part, or maybe just pull up to the home. So a doula is just all the things that you would want in somebody who would just advocate for you. It's just like your home girl, your auntie, your mama, everybody combined, but a person with an unbiased opinion.
There we go.
Love it.
Gotcha. So I know that folks get midwife and doula confused. They get it mixed up. Folks. Like, I'm like, why don't, if someone asks me, like, what's the difference between a midwife and a doula? I'm failing the quiz.
No.
Like, that's just what's going to happen. So can you tell us what the difference is between a doula and a midwife?
Yes. So a midwife is a a medical professional.
Okay.
She take care of that person, their family, she does the prenatal visits, the check on the baby, the ultrasounds, preparing them for birth, from the medical aspect. Whereas the doula, we are there to provide them with that support and the guidance. Like, we're teaching you your comfort measures. We're writing down your birth plan, helping you with your birth plan, coming up with ideas to support you through that journey, whether you're at a hospital or a home, at your home. Then we create the postpartum plan with you. And, you follow up with the midwife for postpartum, but the doula you get a little more time with.
Gotcha.
So that's the difference. Medical versus non-medical professionals.
How long are the doula and I guess mother relationships? Like, how long do they typically last post baby?
I still have clients who have not left me alone yet. And it's been 3 years. So it really depends. Me, I like to touch base, especially the milestones like birthdays. I like to check in. Hey girl, how's the baby? But typically, anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks after birth, you usually still have access to your doulas. And I'm just one, even if you have 6 weeks with me, I'm still going to check in at week 12 because that's just the mom in me.
Yeah.
I can't not check on you.
Yeah. It's good to know.
So as far as like doula services, does insurance cover these services? If not, what is like the expected cost for someone who may be interested in receiving doula services?
Oh, well, in South Carolina, doula services are not covered by insurance. Some states, they are working on that.
Right.
And with military insurance, TRICARE, thankfully, they are covering it now, but it's a kickback with that as well. It's all types of pushbacks.
Yeah.
So we're working on it. I'm on a board now, hoping that we can get this thing passed and we can get all moms covered because it's definitely a necessity at this point.
Absolutely.
I don't even want to get started on that, but with the mortality rates from Georgia being number 1 and South Carolina, I'm hoping South Carolina being number 2, I'm hoping that we can make changes quick. But the price range, I mean, it can be anywhere from, I'll say now with inflation, I don't want to lowball anybody.
Right, yeah.
I'll say $1,200 to $2,500.
Okay.
And it just depends on where you live, the area, and the state as well.
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, keep fighting the fight.
Yes.
Every day. Lord knows I'm tired, but we do it every day.
Keep fighting
Thank you.
the fight.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Of course.
So are there different types of doulas? Like, when I think of a doula, I'm like, oh, it's just one person, they handle everything. But are there different types of doulas? And if so, what examples do you have?
Yes. We have birth doulas, postpartum doulas, bereavement doulas, end of life doulas, abortion doulas. There's so many doulas. I mean, they even have now doulas that help you through like hysterectomies and things like that.
Wow.
Where and I was just like, okay. But as I've learned about it, and I actually met one. So she just goes in for moms if they're doing tubal ligations, hysterectomies, whatever procedure, she's there to support them. And then she still goes through the whole thing, will make them feel like, well, you were pregnant, or maybe we're celebrating it different. It doesn't look like how it would for a birth doula or a postpartum doula. So different angles, but those are a few of the different types of doulas.
Never knew.
Right.
There were so many types of doulas because those realistically are levels or layers of being or having some touch point of being a mom.
Yeah.
No, really.
So that, wow.
The only one I knew of was the nighttime doula and postpartum because I knew somebody personally who had both. And it helped her out tremendously with sleep training her child. And me personally, I wish I had one or knew about that at the time. I didn't know it was a such thing as a nighttime doula until she was like, yeah, I got me a nighttime doula. I was like, girl, what? So, and when I had my second, it was a COVID baby. I was scared.
Oh, yeah.
And we can have my husband barely was allowed in the delivery room because when I had Jay was April 8th. So that was like nobody knew what was going on. They had me in with a mask, all kind of stuff. Confused on who to let in, who to let out. Do I need to put a mask on? Like, it was just a hot ass mess.
Delivering a baby with a mask.
Girl,
like,
it was highly, do not recommend, very ghetto.
Well, I worked
0 stars.
Oh, you said nighttime. That's so funny because I'm a postpartum doula as well. So I've done postpartum and I did overnight. I've done the sleep training, all of that with families. And it is very necessary. You don't realize until you're in that situation. And then you see these families or these moms, like they get up and they're just tired. They go from pumping, feeding, back to pumping, feeding. And then if you have a little one on top of a newborn, like that is so difficult. And this is why support is a big thing and why people think like, oh, what is a doula? You don't need that. Until you go in, or if it's you dealing with that, you won't understand the importance of all of this.
How do you tell people what they don't need?
Yes.
Like, you can't tell me what I don't need.
Just because you don't need it, that mean I don't need it. I need help.
Right.
And even thinking about it too, like growing up, like I don't know about you guys, but like my grandmother and my great grandmother helped my mom so much.
They would have doulas.
They would have doulas.
I mean, they were.
And I joke with my mom all the time, like, you're not the grandmama I had, because I got to get on your damn calendar.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
What you mean call ahead? You didn't call ahead my grandmother. You just dropped us off. Like, that was it. Like, every weekend we knew we was going to grandma's house. And we don't have that because we're taught, go to college, get an education, go wherever the job is, chase your career, which is fine. Like, it's nothing wrong with that. But now we have to pay for help because we don't have anybody to help us. And so to down somebody about what they need, no, I need a nighttime doula. And if I can afford it, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Period. I'm done with kids, but I'm just saying anybody else.
Just in case, anybody else.
Yeah.
It is. We need to bring back the old ways, honey.
Yes.
Listen, some of them.
Not all of them, but I can when it comes to having that culture, the village. Because who's going to hold the mother? Everybody wants to hold the baby.
Right.
But who's holding the mother?
Why she falling apart and leaking?
She's falling apart, but then she puts on her mascara because everybody's knocking at her door.
Right.
And she doesn't want to send them away. But who's holding the mom when she's like, she looks good for that moment, but did you ask her like, hey, are you really okay? Can I bring you something?
Right.
Not showing up empty-handed. Mom, where's the baby?
Right.
Can I offer you something? Can I sit here while you shower?
Yeah.
You need snacks.
Right.
And especially for like moms who are having their kid or kids away from family and friends. Like I was in the middle of Missouri.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trauma.
We both was isolated.
Right. And it like all I had was my husband. That's it. And we were both in graduate school. We both had our own responsibilities and it was literally just us.
Yep.
So having, from what I understand, having a doula would have been gold.
Yeah, it would have been gold we were in the desert, girl.
Yeah, while you're showering or you're sleeping. I mean, you can have a doula. You have some doulas come in, they do like housekeeping, fold the clothes, wash dishes. I know in my postpartum visits, I prepare meals. I do golden milk for families.
Wow.
All
golden
the things.
milk?
Okay.
Yeah, postpartum milk is a healing aid. It helps you with digestive problems, give you a little energy, and it's just all the healing things that you need.
Make this golden milk. Tell us more.
Well, you got a little turmeric, a little cayenne pepper, a little different. Can't put all of it out there, but a little mix. And then it's your base of milk. If you want almond milk, if you want regular milk, whatever. Some people use their breast milk and make it into the golden milk. Okay. And a lot of moms drink it. Actually, the whole family can.
Oh, wow.
And I make it sometimes just from an almond base, just for me at home on a cold night. And it's just so good.
Milk with all
you warm
flavors.
it up.
Yeah, you warm it up. And I usually we'll have moms drink it an hour before bedtime just to kind of relax them. Put baby down. Yeah. Go ahead and rejuvenate yourself. And I mean, and turmeric has so many
benefits.
Good benefits.
Yeah. I've been putting turmeric in my lemon water in the morning.
Yeah.
Honey,
and ginger.
The glow is real for it. Like
I'm
I
trying
see
to
it. Look at it. There you go.
Girl, it's like mama need a bottle too.
Just give me the turmeric and just sprinkle it on me.
Yes. There's so many things.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, so what would you say the biggest misconception is around doulas?
So many.
Okay.
Well, just a few. That doulas do not support cesarean births. Yes, we can be at your scheduled C-section. We can help. Some places will allow you back, some places won't, but there's a lot you can do while mom is getting cleaned up by the nurses. I would, speaking from my personal experiences, I would be out waiting in post-op for dad to come out with baby, start having dad bond with baby, do skin to skin, and answering his questions. So baby is good. We're getting him all prepared for when mom comes out. It's an easy transition.
Yeah.
You know? And then they have some other misconceptions are, well, doulas do not support hospital births. We only do home birth. No, there's layers to it. Although I wish a lot of women could do more home births, but that's not reality for everybody. And I don't want to put that on you like, oh, if you don't have a home birth, you're not this and that. No, do whatever you need to do for the safety of you and coming home to your child.
Right.
So we support hospital births as well as home births, of course. And we are not hippies in the woods just waiting for a sign. Like,
Hippies in the woods.
That's gonna be like, well, you don't believe in all of this stuff. No, I would prefer the holistic route, but everybody cannot do that.
Right.
You know, I still take Zyrtec in spring, so if I don't take my Zyrtec, I'm just a hot mess.
Right.
Right. I'm not a hippie in the woods.
Yeah.
Find me on the beach.
Right. So find me on the beach somewhere. I will take my Zyrtec every now and then, but I am a believer in herbs too. So it's just like,
Okay.
whatever suits you, honey, do it.
Yeah.
So with all the misconceptions, I'm just like, no, just find a doula that's going to fit your journey and your path that aligns with what you believe in.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
So when Devin gave your intro, she mentioned that, you know, we met you through social media and we highlighted your business because that's just what we do. We love to promote and highlight Black businesses, especially Black women businesses. And we did our research on you. And you are a very thorough doula. Like, you are doing the good work. And I'm sure there are so many moms out there that can attest to how you've impacted them and their growing families. So I guess my question to you is, did you think or know that you would have this big an impact on the community and moms and babies that you supported, families?
Girl, I'm just getting emotional just thinking about it. Honestly, I really had no clue. I'm not much of a talker. I observe. I'm just the one that I'm all about actions. So I like to put in the work. I did not think I would be doing the work that I'm doing today, but I started after I lost my son. And when I lost him, I was in my early 20s, a Medicaid mom. You know, recently married, all the things, and I just remember being treated like trash and feeling neglected, unheard, all of those things. And as time went by, because I was in a deep depression, it was just really bad after losing him, I decided that I wanted to be to others what I needed during my time of grief and hardship. So to be where I am now, and all the many clients or people just online who inbox me and be like, hey girl, I really love what you're doing. I don't think I'm doing enough.
You were.
But the folks say I am. So thank y'all. Thank you both for that.
Of course.
It's you saying that it speaks to, we have some similarities just between the three of us. Devin and I started this platform because we both had traumatic experiences with having our kids. And we just, motherhood in itself is traumatic. Like, that's just the reality of it. We love it. We love our babies, but there's a lot of trauma behind being a mom. And we created this platform because we know that there are moms out there that have gone through a lot of the experiences that we've had, and that will continue to go through trauma and whatever else life throws at them. So this space is for that mama, those mamas. They can come in, tap in, and listen and say, damn, I can relate to that. That happened to me. So it's crazy how the stars align. And we're able to turn our traumas into purpose. And that, it sounds like that's what you've done.
I always tell them I turn my pain into passion.
There we go.
That is definitely me. And just hearing you say that, it's just reassurance that I'm on the right path.
Yes,
Girl,
ma'am.
you're on the straight and narrow.
There we go. Listen,
You know what, sis? I'll take it.
I might have to hire you, even though I'm not physically birthing any more kids. You know what? This question just came to mind.
Yeah,
completely off script, but
That's okay.
my husband and I have intentions on adopting a child. And I'm curious to know if there are doulas associated with adoption.
Yes.
Oh,
I
girl,
left that one
that's a
out.
great
There
question.
are doulas that help you through surrogacy and all of that.
Wow.
So there's pretty much a doula for everything a mama need. Like, we're just out here making it work, girl.
We're going to get our
Yeah,
doulas
I'm
after all
telling
because
you.
we both want to adopt. So,
Yes.
yes, we're going to get our doulas.
Yeah.
You still
Keisha,
can have a doula. I mean,
hey.
come on. Sis, I got enough training. We can do all
Yeah.
type of things. I mean, as a childbirth educator, midwife assistant, and an instructor, like, this is, I'm all in it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always looking for ways to make a change or to learn more, gain more knowledge to support families, because it's not going to always look like, oh, I'm pregnant, I need you. It's going to look like, hey, I want to adopt.
Yeah.
And we need to still show up, because that's a journey for you.
Right. Yeah.
That could either be traumatizing or it can be good. So you would want that support where it's not going to be like mom or auntie. You know, I'm not talking trash about the mamas and aunties.
Sometimes.
But sometimes they can be overbearing and they're always talking about their experiences. Well, honey, this is different now. We have way
Listen,
more
Ma.
technology.
Ma. You listening?
Mommy, mom.
You listening, Ma?
For
Mommy.
real. Like, I promise you, I get it. But we can't have baby girl or baby boy munching down on that chicken bone just because he teething right now or adding rice to the cereal. Cereal to the milk. You can't be doing that. Times are different, so there's so much help out here. You just have to seek it. That's it. We're here.
Yeah. All right. So, how can we bring more awareness around doulas, what we do, and making sure every mama,
Yes.
everywhere, have access to a doula?
Listen, off top, I believe every birthing person deserves a doula. So it's up to the legislators.
Yeah.
We need to
gosh.
start. I know, and you know that's a whole different thing.
That's another episode.
A whole nother episode. But we need to stop making it so hard. I love how, you know, I offer payment plans because everybody just don't have it like that. I was
Right.
one of those moms at a time, baby, just a prayer and a blessing that you're looking forward to, right? So I offer that in hopes of more people will get my services or be open to my services, in which they have been. But we need to make it a priority.
Yeah.
We say doulas are a necessity, and you know, we decreases the likelihood of C-sections, but what are y'all doing besides providing us with numbers? What's the call to
Exactly.
action?
Right. What's
That's
the call to
always
action?
that.
What's the call to action? The numbers are there. We see the rates, but you're saying, oh, go out here. Now this mom is already on Medicaid, low income. Then you expect her to pay out of pocket for a doula? Come on. Because we have to eat too. I can't do
Exactly.
everything for free, even though I do a lot, because I want to help you.
Yeah.
So if the world, in my mind, if the world was just a better place, doulas would be here, would just come with your insurance or
It
your
should.
Medicaid.
Yeah, it
No
should,
cost to you.
automatically.
And we
It
would
really
be
should.
reimbursed.
Yeah.
Automatically it should be.
Like
Yeah.
as soon as
Yes.
a mom learns that she's
Pregnant.
with child,
Yeah.
that should be a part of, hey, you're pregnant. Let me introduce you to whoever.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much. You never know. Like you mentioned, moms
Yes.
who've lost babies
Yes.
while they're pregnant. I was one of those moms twice, and I could have used someone to say, "Hey, girl, it's okay.
Yes.
Like this." Things like this happen. This is how we can work through your emotions, your physical being, your mental being, everything together, and even with your husband and your son. Well, my son didn't know that I was pregnant, but still, like these are
Yes.
people that could, or myself, I could have used those services. So why isn't that a part of?
Right. Did you have a midwife when
I
you
hadn't.
delivered Eli? Did they offer you a midwife?
No, not that
Okay.
I can. Don't get me the line.
Okay.
y'all.
I got
don't
offered a
remember.
midwife, but I'm just like,
Wow.
if that's offered, then why isn't
Yeah.
a doula on
Exactly.
staff? Like, it should just
Exactly.
be a doula on staff in hospitals.
Now the nurses were great. I will
Yeah,
say that.
nurses
are
they
always
were
great.
awesome. Now I was a high risk pregnancy. I was hospitalized for a month before I had my son. So it was a different layer of like, no, she.
Yeah, so
no,
I
we
understand
have to be
that.
more attentive. But
Yes.
I still could have used
A doula.
a doula.
Yeah.
Emotional support.
Emotional
Exactly.
support. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the
someone-
nurses have other patients to see,
Yeah.
whereas that doula is just there for you.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
yeah, when I go to the hospital now and, even if a client is having a water birth and they're sitting there, the midwives are like, well, you got Sunflower Doula Keisha. She good. She knows to call me when, baby starts crowning, but we will check in. So just even building that trust in my community where even the providers, if they see me, they're like, oh, you in good hands. That should be provided for everybody.
Relationship building.
Yes.
It's more support for moms, period, who need. It's a necessity. Yeah. It's not a want.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Girl, we're going to go down all the rabbit holes in that forest, right?
I'm telling you.
We're going to get down all the rabbit holes.
Yes.
So if there's a woman out there or just a mom, dad, even I imagine that dads also need, what did you call them? Doula?
The doulas.
Doulas. Sorry, dads. Doulas.
Yes.
They need that support. So how can a woman or a mom find doula services if she's interested?
I mean, now with everything being so trendy, you can literally just go on the internet. You can look online, TikTok. And I don't like to follow trends, but I'm glad that we are trending now because now it's raising more awareness. So, I mean, do your research. Yeah. Always research first.
And is there anything in particular they should be mindful of when looking for that right doula for themselves?
Say it.
You know what? Some people just get it. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Keep it real.
So I got to,
please,
because I'm sick of seeing this. Some people just get a certification and they slap it on their social media. Then all of their friends hyping them up. And me, I'm always looking for a connection. So I'm scrolling, I'm seeing, but then I'm not saying you can't have about 5 different careers because Lord knows I do, but have some sense of alignment with what you're putting out. You want to make sure that this doula is somebody that just didn't found a day class and be like, all right, I'm certified now. All right, have you attended any births? Have you done any training? Who did you train with? What are your goals? What's your vision for me? What do you believe in? Because I can't come in saying, oh, I'm Christian, and then this family has another belief. How is that going to be an alignment for them? So whatever you find, whoever you find, you just want to make sure you really do your research and just because you have a doula, let's be clear on that, it doesn't mean that everything is going to be perfect. We're still human.
Of course.
But when you have the reassurance, the support, and the right match, you can almost bet for the best outcome.
There we go.
Literally.
That was great. That was great. Okay, so that brings us into our segment, Mama Juice. Because this beautiful drink has been sitting here, and I'm ready to
dive in. Yes. Right? And I'm surprised. Y'all know I sip my cocktail. And I'm surprised I haven't been sitting here sipping. So in every episode, we have our Mama Juice, and Mama Juice is inspired by our guests. So we always ask them, hey, what is it that you like to drink? What's your vibe? What's your flavor? And we made that happen for Keisha.
Yes, y'all did.
We did. So Keisha likes mimosas. Like, that's her thing. She said, I like mimosas. So what we did was we paired champagne with a peach and orange juice. And this is our Keisha inspired drink. And we called it I Got What You Need.
Ooh,
because that's what the doulas do. They got what you need. This mimosa got what we need.
Yes,
right?
It's really good. It's my type of drink.
Oh yes, y'all know Devin. She stays with her fruity beverages. Yes, so yes, nice this is it's a good light, bright sunflower Keisha doula drink.
Yeah,
I like
Love
that.
It.
Cheers, ladies.
Yeah, cheers to you.
It's all about celebrating.
And who you impact and all the good work that you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
So our next segment is called Mama's Corner. And so this is our way to connect with our guests further. Okay. Either our listeners will write in and ask us a question and we give them advice. We are not experts, so don't say the Real Mama Pod told you to do this.
Right.
Unless it turns out good for your benefit, then yes, give us all the praise and glory. But if it doesn't, we ain't say nothing. But yeah, so I wanted to connect with you further about actually becoming a doula. And then also, what is your preference? Home birth, hospital, or birth center? Like, I want to know, just personally, I want to know that. But if someone wants to become a doula after watching this episode and is inspired to just like change the world and what it looks like, how can they do that?
Definitely always check with yourself first. First, check yourself. You know, make sure you're coming from the right space before this line of work. This is like a lot of spiritual work, really. No, we're not practicing witchcraft or voodoo like people would say. Yeah,
Crazy.
girl,
Everything
all the things.
is
Because I
witchcraft.
wear crystals and stuff like that. My personal journey, you know?
Yeah.
But you want to find a program or training, again, all in alignment, that fits your needs. What are you looking for? What's your client base going to look like? First of all, what type of doula you want to be. You may not want to be a birth doula. Your passion may be postpartum.
Right.
You just want to help moms, you know, in that part of their life. So just finding the training that fits what you want to do and go from there. But there's always learning to do. Don't stop after that certification because healthcare changes, as we know. Tomorrow is something new. Next week we wake up, there's a new law passed, and we're like, okay, here we go again. So you just want to stay up to date on that.
Okay.
And as far as my preference, I absolutely love home births.
He's gonna say that.
I know, but a lot of people expect me to say that. Even though I absolutely love home births, I am drawn towards hospital births because that's where we are needed. That's where we should be.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing a home birth, we automatically expect like, okay, mom is a good candidate. She's she's having a home birth. All things she's low risk, you know. So yeah, she needs support and we need to be there. But if a mom is going to the hospital, so many things can happen and change for that person in the blink of an eye. So having the extra ears, eyes, me, be there and overseeing things, always give moms that extra reassurance where, you probably didn't birth at home, but you had the birth that you wanted and you feel supported and good through it. So I'm leaning towards hospital births again now.
That's fair. That's fair. I like that perspective because I feel like you are needed there more than anything. But sometimes things get pushed down my throat. I mean, I'm grateful for my hospital experience. Like Kendra said, we both had traumatic experiences, but my oldest son came out not breathing. And the closest NICU was 2 hours away, so he had to be airlifted. And so if I was at home, I don't know if he would have been here, you know? So I'm thankful because I was like pushing, like, no, we need to figure this out. Like, I can go to somebody else's house. And after 33 hours in labor and doing 18 hours natural, I'm glad I had the epidural towards the end. Because listen, not built. I thought I was.
I'm a root for you on that. And I like to tell people that too. Like, don't let just because you're having a doula or a midwife stop you from getting an epidural.
Yeah. Oh no. I scream for it after a while. So just shoot me up because I just cannot do this anymore.
I never had that goal.
So I am thankful. I just wish I had more of a doula because when my doula dropped off my pills to me, she gave me some tips. And I actually took that back to the doctors. So that was helpful. So I was like, dang, I wish I would have had her there the whole time. So hindsight being 2020. But this was great. So Keisha, if you want to follow you, find you, ask questions, where can they find you?
Y'all can follow me everywhere. Instagram, Sunflower Doula _ Facebook, Sunflower Births, or you can type in Google and all of my handles. Everything will come up. Lakesha Cole. I mean, really, you know what? I've been saying this since a child. I used to joke as a teenager because they'd be like, Keisha, you too fancy, you this and that. I'm like, Google me. But no, now you really can
literally
Google me.
You spoke that up.
Yeah,
You spoke it up.
Little keys.
Little keys. Now the big one.
I love that. This was great. Thank you so much for joining us and having this open dialogue. I know it's going to help so many, and we can't wait to do this again and have you back.
Yes, because you're part of the Real Mama Pod family.
Yes.
We here.
Cheers.
Only for y'all.
Well, until next time, mamas.
Bye.
Bye.